Hello, children. I hope you all are doing well. In this video, we will continue with the first chapter in Science 2, that is Heredity and Evolution. This video, we will learn about evolution. Now, children, do you all know what is evolution? Well, evolution is a gradual, that is, a step by step and a slow change occurring in living organism over a long duration. Or you can also say evolution is the formation of new species. Every time a new species is formed due to changes in some of the characters of several generations of the living organism as response to natural selection. So this is what evolution is. Now, we all have a question that how this earth, this universe, living organism, how all these things must have formed. So, according to research, universe was formed approx 120 billion years ago. Then earth formed around 45 billion years ago. And on earth, life originated approx 3.5 billion years ago, and many scientists used many techniques to find about all this time. Now, what must have happened is that first there may have been only simple elements in the ocean of the earth, from which simple element type of organic and inorganic compounds may have formed. And then from these simple compound, after a long period, complex compound like proteins and nucleic acids was formed, which then formed the first primitive type of cell. Then those numbers of cells may have increased due to changes in surrounding, from which some cells may have showed growth and while some of them may have perished. At present on the earth, there are crores of species of plants and animals with huge diversity and complexity are present, from amoeba and paramecium to man and giant whale. So indirectly, all living things on earth are related to each other and we all have a common ancestor. So we all know that we all are related to each other and we all the organism have a common ancestor. But the question here is that is there any proof or evidence that all of this is true? So the children, the answer is yes, we do have proof. There are so many observable facts from various fields of study. So here we are going to study few evidences of evolution. Now we saw what is evolution and how different organisms must have evolved. In this chapter, we will be studying about few evidences of evolution. So the evidences of evolution which are included in this chapter, first is morphological evidences, anatomical evidences, vestigial organs, paleontological evidences, connecting links, and embryological evidences. We will be studying about these in detail. Let us start with the first evidence in evolution, that is morphological evidences. Now children, morphology is the physical characters. When you will compare two or three different organisms, you will find that they have some similar structures. So that is called as morphological evidences. By looking at those structures, you will come to know that they might have evolved from same ancestor as they have same structures. So, morphological evidences, it is the similarities in appearance of different animals and plants. Now, similarities in structure of mouth, there can be similarity in the position of eye, it can be in the structure of nostrils or even ear pinna and even the body hairs. Speaking of plants, they may have similar characters too, like leaf venation, leaf shape, or leaf petiole, etc. This indicates that these groups have similarities and have originated from a common ancestor. Next evidence in evolution is anatomical evidences. Now, anatomy is related to the inside body, that is, it is related to bones and the bony joints. So, if we will observe few bony joints of different organisms, we will find that there are some similarities in them. So, if we will observe the hand of a human, a cat's foreleg, flipper of whale, and patagum of bat. If we just look at them, these structures may not look similar to us. Even use of these varies according to the animal. Each of them uses the structures differently, but there is similarities in structures of bones and bony joints in organs of each of these animals. This indicates that they may have a common ancestor. Let us learn about the third evidence in evolution, that is vestigial organs. Has your wisdom teeth, or we say akal dad, given any problem to you, or you got goosebumps at wrong time? So these are some degenerated or underdeveloped useless organ in animals and humans. They were useful to our ancestors, but they have no longer use in our body. So such organs are called as vestigial organs. And children, we have many vestigial organs. Now children, vestigial organs, though it may be non-functional in some of the organisms, but it may be functional in other organisms. So it is not vestigial in all organisms. Let us first start with appendix. Well, appendix, which is useless in human, is useful and functional organ in ruminants. Earlier, as we were not able to cook food, so our ancestors used to directly survive on the leafy vegetables without cooking, and to digest that, appendix was useful, as appendix was useful to digest the cellulose. So as now we cook the food thoroughly and we eat, so we no longer require appendix, but ruminants, they need that appendix to digest the cellulose. Next is tailbone or coccyx. Now children, in our ancestors, it is believed that we had tail, but as tail degenerated with evolution, but we have a remnant of that tail that is called as the tailbone or the coccyx in our body. The third vestigial organ is wisdom teeth. Now children, it is believed that the wisdom teeth used to help the human ancestor to grind the plant tissues. It is also thought that the skulls of human ancestors had larger jaws with more number of teeth. But as due to evolution, the size of our jaw has reduced, so the wisdom teeth has become a vestigial organ to us. Other vestigial organs include ear pinna, body hairs, nictitating membrane, tonsil, erector pili muscle, or goosebumps. Now children, these are the few vestigial organs which are present in our body. Now, when we will compare these vestigial organs to different organisms or the different species of organisms, we will find that we have some similarities in them. And this is how we come to know that we all have evolved through a same ancestor. Next evidence in evolution is paleontological evidences. Now children, one question may have arisen in your mind that we say कि ये particular organism so and so million years ago में present था. Like for example, I'll say कि dinosaurs were present so and so million years ago, but now they got extinct and ये year में they got extinct. The recent example I'll say कि Archaeopteryx जो है, it was present in that particular million years ago, but now it is not present, it got extinct. So how do we actually come to know that when this organism existed and when it got extinct? So all the questions and the answer to these questions are hidden inside the earth. Large number of organisms, they get buried due to various disasters like flood, earthquake, volcanoes, etc. And remnant and impressions of such organisms remain preserved underground. These are called as fossils, and paleontology includes the study of these fossils. Fossils are a very important aspect for the study of evolution. So if we have to study evolution, it is very important for us to actually study about the fossils. Now children, how do we come to know the age of a particular fossil? So to calculate this, we use carbon dating method, in which we use two forms of carbon, that is carbon 14 and carbon 12. Now, all living things contain carbon in some form. Carbon is the primary components of proteins, lipids, nucleic acids and carbohydrates. So when a living thing dies, it can be a plant as well as animal. The carbon consumption stops. And since then only the decaying process of carbon 14 occurs. And due to this, in dead bodies, the ratio of carbon 14 and carbon 12 changes continuously as the time passes. So, the death of a plant or animal can be calculated by measuring the ratio of carbon 14 to carbon 12, and by which we come to know the time of the death of that particular organism. This is called as carbon dating method. It is used in paleontology and anthropology to determine the age of fossil, and with this only we came to know that vertebrates have been slowly originated from invertebrates. Next evidence in evolution is connecting link. Now, connecting link is an organism. Now you have to remember that this organism, they have the characteristics of two different groups. That is, this organism will have the characteristics which are present in two different groups. And such organism is called as the connecting link between those two groups. That is, it connects those two groups. So we are going to study about four such organisms, that is peripatus, duckbill platypus, lungfish and Archaeopteryx. Let us look at the first example in connecting link, that is peripatus. Now, if you will look at the picture of peripatus, you can find that characters like the segmented body, thin cuticle and parapodia-like organs which are used for locomotion are present here. Similarly, these animals show tracheal respiration and open circulatory system also, which is similar to arthropods. And that is why peripatus is a connecting link between Annelida and Arthropoda. That is, it has the characters of both the group. Annelida characters are also present and Arthropoda characters are also present. That is why it is a connecting link between Annelida and Arthropoda. It connects both the group together. Our second example in connecting link is duckbill platypus. Now children, duckbill platypus is actually grouped into mammal. It is a mammal. But as we all know, mammals can't lay eggs. Okay. But this duckbill platypus, it can lay eggs like amphibians. So it has the characters, that is, it lays eggs like amphibians, but it also has presence of mammary gland like mammals, and that is why it is a connecting link between mammalia and amphibia. It connects both the group together as it has the characters of both the group. Next example in connecting link is lungfish. Now, fishes are included in the group, that is Pisces, and we all know that all the fish are included in the group Pisces. It has fins also, that is paired fins are present, and that is the reason it is included in the group Pisces. But children, it also has presence of lungs and internal nostrils, which can't be present in all the fishes. So that is why this fish is a connecting link between fishes and amphibians. That is, it has characters of both. It has fins like fishes and it has lungs and internal nostrils like amphibians. So that is the reason it connects both the groups together. Now children, next is Archaeopteryx. Now Archaeopteryx was the first connecting link which the scientists were able to find. Now this is not present now as it has extinct, but from the remains of this bird, that is through fossils and all, they have been able to identify that it has characters of dinosaurs also and as well as modern bird also. So that is why it is a connecting link between birds and reptiles. Next is embryological evidences. So children, if we will study the embryonic developmental stages of various organisms, we will come to know that all the embryos show extreme similarities during the initial stages, and those similarities decreases as the organism starts to grow. Similarities in initial stages indicate that we all have a common origin, that is, a common ancestor. So we all share a common ancestor. With this, we complete evidences in evolution. We studied 6 evidences in evolution: morphological evidences, anatomical evidences, vestigial organ, paleontological evidences, connecting link, and embryological evidences. I hope you all understood. Thank you for listening. In the next video, we will be studying about the theories of evolution. Until then, take care of yourself and stay safe. Bye bye.